I shouldn't have acted like that in the first place. I did. Can't take it back, but that's what happened. But they keep asking me why I delayed the Safemoon wallet. I mean, very plain, I didn't. No one did. The development teams for the wallet were hired by the business leads, not the developmental leads. Those teams worked nonstop during the entirety of when we spoke about working on the wallet. They did very well for the deadlines that we were set to meet. I was in all of those meetings. I worked with them to get everything that was needed done. No code was ever sent directly to me. So there was no way that I could have, nor would I ever have even thought about tampering with any code. Any delays that we had were technical delays and third-party delays, which you can see in any product that has ever released in the tech field. I know there are 2 more audio tapes that these same people who recorded me without my knowledge or consent have and probably are going to release them. In them, I talk about how I put $9,000 into Safemoon in the beginning. I found Safemoon in the Hoj Discord, had never seen a reflection token on the BSC platform, so I went with it. I also spoke about how I didn't want to work weekends. I made a joke about how, they want me to work weekends. They can pay me to work weekends. But ultimately, I ended up working for free on my weekends anyways. The rest of them was from what I can remember, I spoke about some FUD topics and roasted a few people, but nothing was bad. The final point that I'd like to bring up, I've never had a non-compete with Safemoon. I was never bound to only work with Safemoon. I have nothing but love for the Safemoon community as a whole. I hope it's successful. I hope that everyone gets what they're dreaming for. I can't take back what I said, but I thoroughly regret acting like that. Most of the aspects of what I spoke about, I didn't want to act like that. I don't want to act like that. I will never act like that again. This was a tough lesson. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask them.
To your knowledge, that tape hasn't been edited in any way to take anything you were saying out of context.
The 17-minute one, to my knowledge, is the full one, unless there isn't. But I'm not the one who recorded me, and that was 4 months ago, so this was not something that I kept in memory. There was a 2 to 3 week period where I wasn't working as much as I could have been, or what I was previously, which was like the 80 hours a week, crazy time periods. But I did always focus on completing every development sprint that I had the ability to help with. I never had any ill will toward the community itself, ever.
Do you feel like you guys are in a good spot going forward to get this resolved for the community and for Safemoon to be able to move forward?
I gave all intellectual property that I owned over to Safemoon, the company, for free, despite fully owning some of them. I didn't want anything negative to happen toward the community. I didn't want any money whenever I left. I know I said that in the thing, but that was out of frustration. I never asked for any severance. I didn't want one when I left. I didn't ask for any money. I just left because I wanted to spend more time with my family. That is the main reason why I left above anything else.
Hank, were you ever paid a salary at any point during your employment with Safemoon? And just to be clear, you didn't receive severance pay upon your departure?
Yes, I was paid salary, and no, I did not get severance.
Other thing that's in that tape is a product by the name of Piggy. What is Piggy? What was your involvement and others' involvement in that?
This is not to shill any project. I did not create Piggy. I did not launch the contract. There is a Piggy token. That's all I'm going to say about that.
You're not a developer on Piggy?
Not right now, no.
Were you in charge of the closed beta, open beta Safemoon wallet release? And if so, what caused the closed beta to not go the way that it was planned?
We just needed more time for the closed beta. By the time we were ready for beta, the only way that we were able to do proper testing was to have more than those 500 people. How I would put it is the 500 closed beta was a nice idea, but it was not realistic for the amount of people that we needed to reach. So we just went a different route with what we needed to do.
Is there a reason why that wasn't communicated to the community? Because during that time, there was a ton of confusion in relation to that. A lot of people started leaking that they got NDAs, but they never got anything further from you guys. Is there a reason why that wasn't more clear cut during that time, more transparent?
From my understanding, the closed beta was not just for the wallet. So even though those individuals were going to be testing the wallet at that time, which they were able to get into the open beta, they were also going to be used for further projects. And it was just, there was so much stuff going on at the same time. It was one of the things that got overlooked and should have been paid attention to more.
You were in charge of the wallet, correct?
The beta, yes. We had several people who were in charge of the development of the wallet. It was not just me.
I think actually it was on the same night, Jack made a comment that you guys were getting hit by a denial of service attack, which is why you ended up taking that down. Was that really the case?
To preface one, just because I hadn't said this before, and I should say it, I am not a Safemoon spokesperson at any means. I don't work there anymore. We did have Cloudflare. We had an entire team at Cloudflare helping us, but we had several denial of service attacks throughout my time while working there. We came up with multiple different solutions. When the swap happened and our site was still going down, we migrated to AWS. We just had to improve the architecture and the overall layout of how we did things. But yes, we did get a denial of service attack that was very large. I had never seen one that big that day that the swap came out.
Hank, I want to go back to the tape. Do you know who recorded you?
Yeah.
And would you be comfortable saying why you feel their motivation is and who it was?
No, I don't need to address who it was. Ultimately, if they felt necessary to release these recordings of me or whatever, they felt some type of way, they wanted to put it out. There's nothing I could do to avoid that. I didn't agree to be recorded in the first place. I didn't know that they were recording me.
Did you have any previous knowledge that that tape was going to be released?
No, I didn't know it was going to be released. I knew it existed a day or two before they released it. Somebody let me know, and I was like, oh, well, okay, cool. I guess I'll just deal with it whenever it comes out. They never messaged me, tried to ask me if you give me this, I won't post it. I got none of that. I just woke up one day, hey, there's a recording about you. And I was like, okay, great. Yeah, I just found out that there's 2 more audio tapes of the same time period that they have. I don't know if they're planning to release them or whatever.
What is the motivation behind this person to release more of these tapes? If they're a friend to you, why would they want to continue to release these tapes? This is what I don't understand.
I'll stop that. They're not my friend. If anybody did this to me, I mean, you wouldn't consider them your friend either. I don't know if they're going to release additional tapes. I know there was additional tapes recorded, or at least that's what people have told me.
And one of the reasons you left is because that work became too much.
I wasn't able to talk to my girlfriend for 4 days whenever the swap and the buy button came out. I wasn't able to go sleep. I was dedicating all of my time at Safemoon, and I didn't want to do it anymore. I had done it for 6 months. That was enough for me.
There's a ton of rumors of why a lot of things got backed up is that you and others were actually working on another project for yourselves while these developments were supposed to be getting done.
We never actually wrote any code for what I spoke about. We're not actually working together. It was an idea that never came into fruition. Nothing I said in that regard ever came to fruition. There was no reason for the delay of anything other than technical delays and third-party delays. Any work I did outside of Safemoon was on my own time, not during when I needed to do Safemoon stuff.
Do you still hold Safemoon and believe in the investment?
Yes, because this is a question I get a lot of ever since the tape and before the tapes. I sold a decent amount of my Safemoon 120 something days ago, but I still have quite a few billion Safemoon on my Bitmart. I'm not going to touch it, but ultimately it doesn't matter what I do or don't do with my investment. The Safemoon that I got never came from working at Safemoon. It was I bought my own Safemoon, and then I got gifted some Safemoon from friends. I believe that there is enough brilliant people at Safemoon that those brilliant people are going to be what carries it to a new level, and that's why I wouldn't sell all of my Safemoon. You have so many people in one area. I mean, you're going to have brilliant minds coming together to produce something amazing.
Do you think that the people that recorded you set you up?
They were targeted questions, weren't they? That's my answer.
Why were you there in the first place? Were you trying to pitch a project? Were you trying to sell them something? Why were you speaking to these people in the first place?
They were old Safemoon moderators. I knew of them. I knew some of them rather well, or at least I think I knew some of them well. I had known some of them. I was in their Discord talking to them,
And these are RBTC people?
no comment.
What was the issue about you not getting a raise? And you said someone else got a raise.
I think at the time I just felt undervalued, which led to a lot of those comments. I felt undervalued in general. I hung out in the Discord every day, talked to the tech lead, Thomas, pitched that, hey, let me help you. Let me help you guys. What can I do? Started from there. I mean, I was part of the community. Now that I don't work there, despite some people may not want me there, I'm still part of the community in the background.
How about Safemoon Mark? You have any comment on him? You worked with him. Did you or did you not?
Very briefly. We never actually had access to anything that I was particularly working on. From my conversations with him, he sounded smart, and he never did anything wrong toward me. But from whatever I spoke to him, he seemed like an okay guy.
They're asking me, Hank, if you knew Thomas, a.k.a. Papa, before Safemoon.
Nope. First interaction I had with him is when I messaged him saying that the website was crap and that I'd like to help remake it. That was the first interaction I ever had with him.
Did the coming of Fudhound have anything to do with your feeling of being undervalued?
No, I felt undervalued way before Ryan was put on the team. I enjoyed every interaction that I had with Ryan.
Were you ever at any point in time a Piggy developer?
Nope. Piggy doesn't have a company, and Piggy was renounced on day one. So no one owns Piggy. No one's a developer of Piggy. And that's where I'm going to leave that.
Do you think that the additional audio that will be released, will that have a negative effect on the Safemoon community, or is it just more of the same that we will hear?
I have no idea what's on it. From what the guy told me, that wasn't nearly as bad as what was already out there. What you have already heard was the worst. Safemoon dev, when he created Safemoon, he did so with the intention of being able to help the little guy. I mean, we were all nobodies when we went on to Safemoon. None of us were famous. None of us had any amount of money. We were just a bunch of regular dudes. I think that's what really took Safemoon and helped it progress is, it was made for the little guy. The direction that I would take Safemoon if I was in charge of what's going on is I would keep it about the little guy.
So that's all the audio I had. I took out the most interesting things to me that I thought you guys would also find interesting, and I put it in this video. If you guys want more content like this, make sure you like, subscribe, comment. I'll see you guys in the next video.